Morning, peeps. So, I was thinking, a dangerous pastime, I know. I was watching the news yesterday, and I couldn't help but think to myself how unbelievably negative it is. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. And I started thinking that it's incredible to me that it doesn't matter really who's president, or which political genre you follow, that this just non-stop fear cycle in the news is exactly that. It's just one terrible story after another. There's not even any real good news that they're presenting out there anymore. I mean, if you sat there and watched the news all day, your mindset, your perception of the world is just going to be everything's crap, everything's shit. Let's just all sit in our freaking houses and put a gun to our heads and hope this shit is over, you know? I mean, and when you look at the political cycles, of course, it gets really, really bad, the rhetoric, every 4 years. And I started thinking to myself, why? You see, all these little random events, if you look at them as random events, and I think that's how most people perceive their world, is just one random event after another. But if you take the random events and you start placing them together, you'll start seeing that they're not as random as you think they are. See, as I was looking at the negative news cycles, and like I said, it doesn't matter who's president, it doesn't matter who your political preference is. It's all just this one negative spin. And I started thinking back to this scientific studies that I was reading about. You see, there's been recent studies on DNA. You know, your building blocks of who you are. And what they found was, and this is not some esoteric hoo-ha, although I highly suggest a lot of you look into that. This is peer-reviewed science. That your DNA is highly affected by your emotions. Emotions like hate, like anger, sadness, constrict your DNA. In a literal form, it literally constricts your DNA. Your DNA coils tighten. And when your DNA coils tighten, it basically de-evolves you. You're basically operating on a instinct only. You are not clearly thinking. You cannot cognitively function. And emotions like joy, happiness, love, appreciation open your DNA. Literally create the ability for you to think more clearly, to evolve, to become the best version of yourself. And I started thinking to myself, when you look at all these random events, and you start placing the puzzle pieces together, if you don't think that political strategists who, believe me, people, the political strategists find everything they can to use to their advantage. And if part of the strategy is to keep you angry, to keep you scared, to keep you in a restricted DNA state, it lessens your ability to think. So the more you sit there and you brainwash yourself with CNN, the world is fucking coming to an end, Fox, the world is coming to an end, Obama is the devil, Trump is the devil, the more you sit there and you focus on that, the more anger, hate, fear builds in you, and the more your DNA constricts, and the more your ability to think constricts. And as I think you can tell from where I'm going with this, that it's not just one side, it's both. I think the Democrats are a little bit become even better at it than the Republicans, just because they own a more powerful media machine. But all that train of thought started when I started thinking to myself, man. When I first started thinking about making this video, I was thinking to myself, what a terrible, terrible leader Donald Trump has become. And he hasn't just been nothing but shit. I mean, he's done a lot of good things. But when it comes to pure leadership, it's been a fucking disaster. But before my left-minded liberal friends get all happy, where's the leadership on the left? Where is that calming voice? Where is that person who brings people down, who brings people back off their high horse, calms everybody down, and unifies the country? Not going to happen. It's an election year. It's not what we do. We rip apart the shreds of the country. We make everybody afraid as best we can. We're going to drag this corona shit out as long as we can. And for no other reason than to win an election. So, where's your leadership? Why is Joe Biden, instead of acting like a president, like what he should be trying to do, stoking the fires of hate? And the only conclusion that I can come to is that they're all still trying to just restrict your DNA to keep you from actually being able to think. So here's my challenge to you. Take 30 minutes out of your day. Shut off the fucking TV. Turn off your phones, turn off the internet. Pray, meditate, do whatever it is you do. Focus on those things you love. Focus on your family. Focus on your wife, on your husband, on their smile, on their touch. Focus on the things that you're thankful for. Think about your kids. Think about just holding them 30 minutes a day to embrace yourself and immerse yourself in love, compassion, gratitude. Open your DNA. Don't let them close off your ability to think with hate and fear. That's my motoring minute advice to you for today. Stay cool, people.